there's a person in the background that resembles Peggy Carter.
Yeah, it looks. I've watched it back at I've seen a couple of clips on YouTube where people talking about it. Again, I think shout out to New Rockstars for mentioning it because yeah, it really. I mean, it pretty much is her, isn't it? Let's be honest. I don't see there's any. They wouldn't have. Like it really is. It looks so much like Hayley Atwell. There's no way it's not her. And that Marvel aren't
Blue
idiots.
dress as well.
They're not just gonna. No, she was. No. She's not in the blue dress. She's in a She's in the TVA scrubs when you see her. But her hair is put like it's the hair parting and like the way it is.
No. So you see a TVA person like carry her because she's wearing a blue dress, but like you say, have the whole hair and bob and stuff.
She's not getting carried. Like she's not being carried. She's been processed in a later episode. I am absolutely sure. Let me have a look. Let me have a look on this live stream. If I type in Hayley Atwell TVA, that's great. It's giving me a load of pictures of Hayley Atwell, which I was expecting. Talk amongst yourself, guys.
I'll put it up on here as well.
Oh, you're right. Oh, she's in a blue jumpsuit. She's in a blue jumpsuit. It's not a dress. She's in a blue jumpsuit. But yeah. It's. I mean, like the hair is absolutely identical. Like it is her. I'm absolutely sure of it. Like it looks just. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
You see? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I see. No, I can see to the fact that it was. Yeah, I got it. I must have. My brain is not what it once was. But yeah, I wonder because there was also a random scroll around in
yes,
Medium, which we don't know what that's all about. But scrolls are going to start showing up everywhere. Like they're going to be. I mean, the Secret Invasion is coming up, so we're going to see more and more scrolls in the background of things, I think. But Peggy, because the Russos said that Cap going back and being with Peggy created a variant. Like it created a. What are you smiling because you were going to talk about this?
No, you're right. I think the terms they used was like a parallel world or something silly.
Exactly.
So do you think that's that Peggy?
Maybe it is. Maybe it's. I don't know. Maybe that's. Yeah. Maybe Steve didn't get so much of a happy ending after all. But then you would think that if it was that, then you would think that the old man Rogers would be the one who would be taken back to the TVA rather than Peggy. And then that world would just be destroyed. I don't know. Bearing in mind, we are about to get a what if Peggy is Captain America.
Yeah,
I guess she'd technically
that's
be
very
Captain
true.
Britain. I don't know. There's obviously a reason for it. There's normally a reason in most of these things with Marvel. The one thing I will say about this as well is that I've noticed that the fan base for Marvel and for like the MCU in particular, it's genuinely quite patient with this kind of stuff because like Avengers Endgame left a lot of plot holes, like a lot of open plot holes, and like Marvel are being like surprisingly they've obviously got a plan because Feige always has a plan, but they're also being quite fan servicey by going back and going, oh no, all that stuff we opened up in Endgame, we are answering it, don't worry, it's not just going to be left like hanging there. It's just we're going to make more money out of it because we've got all these different things we can do with it. But it is nice to have a service. Like, you know, for me, the biggest disappointment about the DC comics, not DC movies, is that there's no cohesion to them. There's no plan. There's no narrative. There's no grand scheme of things. It is hey, here's a big handful of, let's throw that against the wall. Oh, that's stuck. Oh, let's do it again and see what else sticks. Oh, it's all fallen down. Never mind. And that's the difference between Marvel and DC at the moment is there's no cohesion. There's no clear path forward. There's no view of this is where we want to end up and this is what we're going to do to get there. And I think it's nice that, you know, the MCU, it does reward fans' trust of like, yeah, okay, they've opened up a lot of worms, like a lot of cans of worms here. And for the majority of it, because obviously there will be exceptions, but for the majority of it, they seem to be answering all the things that they open up, which I think is great. And
do you want to hear my headcanon?
Yes.
I think this is the Agent Carter TV show version. I think this is a way of nipping in the bud everything that was it Jeff Loeb who was producer?
Yes.
I think this is a way of. Is Jeff something?
Yeah, I know the guy you mean. Hang on, I'll find out. The guy who was responsible for all the Marvel TV, you mean?
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Jeff was in charge of Agent Carter, Agents of Shield, the Netflix series such as Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, and the Defenders. And I think because Feige has said recently that they're not considering those TV properties as canon.
It was Jeff Loeb. You were right. It was Jeff Loeb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're not considered technically canon, these could be seen as variants, and this could be one way of tying up those variants.
Yeah, which is fun. I hadn't thought of that. That's brilliant, considering they brought up Phil Coulson in this series.
Yes, they did.
And they, and Mobius was like, no, he's dead. Whereas obviously, if you've watched the Agents of Shield TV show that was on NBC or something, yeah, he's very much alive in that. He survives. But that's considered now not canon, which is quite sad actually, because I actually really enjoyed that series. But I can understand why they've wanted to trim that off. Yeah, that's a great theory. That is a fantastic theory. I hope that is what it is. Because then that then opens up. For me, I just want them to bring Charlie Cox in as Daredevil. That's all. I mean, Peggy Carter's going to be in this no matter what, so I'm not particularly worried about Haley Atwell. But like Charlie Cox, I want Charlie Cox back as Daredevil quite badly, because he's sorry, I'm going to break your heart, Senpai, but he's the best representation of Daredevil that we've had on screen. Sorry, I know I'm dissing your boy Affleck, but I know it's going to break your heart.
Oh, my heart.
Yeah, I know.
I'm slowly dying to Hoobastank and Ben Affleck in the rain.
Listen, I found the reason, and the reason is Ben. But no, I would love I want them to bring in Charlie Cox as Daredevil. I think he's fantastically good, and I think he would be great. I would love to see him. Like, bearing in mind, I think he'd have an amazing dynamic with Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Like in the same vein that obviously Jake Gyllenhaal and Tom Holland had a great dynamic working together before Mysterio went all bad. But yeah, anyway, yes, that's a fantastic theory. I agree. I 100% agree. I think you're bang on the money as far as like TV variants and how they're going to be managed moving forward. And the answer is they're going to be snipped. Out. Get out.